Alright, so this is for the 2014 to 18 GM tow mirrors. This is the Spider brand, not OEM. I'm sure it'll be very similar construction, but keep in mind these are a lot cheaper than the OEM mirrors. Um, so to remove the glass, you're going to want to get both hands in there and try to put even pressure and just pull straight out. Once you get that off, there's going to be two screws up top. There's also two screws in the bottom. Now don't remove this mirror, just tip it all the way up. If you try to remove it, it's just going to crack on this one. I know on the OEM ones, other videos say you can remove it. You don't need to, just get out there with the screwdriver. Once you're inside, you'll see these two steel pipes. And these are the main supports for the mirror. Now, basically they just slide back and forth, but there is a clip with a stop. And obviously this is way overextended right now. But when we're sliding this in, normally there's a circlip at this location right here, and all it does, there's another picture of it, it's a little better, sorry. And as it's sliding out, it hits a stop. Now, that stop is currently snapped off on this one because I pulled too hard, and that would be about that location. There's typically a piece of plastic like still attached, and that circlip would hit it, and that's all that stops it. So I'm showing you how to modify this to make it work. All I did is I used the top pipe here instead of the bottom, and I tied a massive knot in a strap and forced it in there. It's not coming out. There's a slight lip on the end of that pipe to stop it from coming out. Now what I did is I fed that through the mirror casing when I stuck it back on, and it just comes straight across through all the guides and turns down, and it'll need to be attached. But here I was just seeing how it all worked together, make sure it was going to fit mostly, not interfere with anything. And you can see as you pull it, it just slides back, so I'll have to figure out how much slack I need. And here I pre-drilled a hole, threw a screw in there, folded up a bit for extra support. Doesn't seem to be interfering with anything, so we're just going to go with it and test it. You can see there I put a lot of torque on it. It stops it no problem. The stock clip would never take that. As you can see right there, there's just a slight bit of plastic missing just behind this wire. Normally that's where that circlip or snap ring would be, and it would stop that. But because it's all broken, we had to come up with this solution. You can see the amount of slack there. Now just for reassembly, this bottom clip, it's just got a little tongue there. You can slide that in the front, and then on the back side, there's just a couple really simple clips. You can get your thumb on there and they'll pop into place. There you go. The big thing here is make sure you get your wiring harness in the right place, but once that's all lined up, you can go ahead and put those two screws back in the top with the faceplate. Now for the bottom, it's really hard to see on camera and you can barely see it in person, but if you tip that mirror all the way up, you can get in there with the screw and screwdriver, and with a little fiddling you can get it. In this case, these are Phillips screws. Like I said, it's the Spider brand mirror. I know some of the other ones are Torx screws, but you can see a crack down the middle of this mirror. That's because I tried to take it off. Turns out you can't. It took me way too long to figure that out. So now I've got a cracked mirror, but at least it's not going to pull out too far and fall off on the highway. Save me a few bucks on a replacement. And once that's on, just make sure none of your wires are pulling, and it's all good, free movement. So there's these four little half circles here. Now when you're putting this mirror back on, you just want to make sure the tongs line up with that. I don't have a photo of it, I was too busy trying to get it on. But you're going to want to put the force straight with your palm, right in the middle of the mirror. Make sure it clicks on there, and it'll still have a little bit of play, but it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. I know there's better videos out there about the disassembly of these mirrors. This is very specifically about how I put that strap in there with a stop, because if it overextends, it's going to snap, and you've got $150 to $300 worth of garbage mirror. So this way, at least you can still use it and it costs next to nothing. But good luck with your repairs.